Mm, I'm having my tea, and I will always be having my tea on Motivation Mondays because tea represents the tree, the wood element, and the wood element is the one that empowers us to grow, to follow the sun, and to grow roots deep down into the earth. So, welcome to this first episode of Chillama Motivation Mondays. The motivation that I want to talk about today is the one where we are in maybe a dark night of the soul, meaning feeling like we're in shit, feeling like we are in need to be disconnected from others, that we feel we're in a dark place. And this can be just a 5 minute thing, or it can be like a month thing, or even longer. Um, this is the kind of motivation that is worth speaking about. The one that you don't need any external situation to change, or for you to be at a certain weight, or for you to look a certain way, to be making a certain amount of money. None of this is relevant when I'm speaking about this kind of motivation. This kind of motivation is the one that penetrates through all excuses. It's the motivation that I am called to embrace as being as Rumi's flute, the flute that connects us with the divine, or being a bamboo. Bamboo, love bamboos. Being a bamboo, so flexible and completely connected. It's so up high and it's so sturdy. The bamboo is empty on the inside, it's hollow. And that's what allows it to do what it does and to be what it is. This hollowness, I feel, is the place beyond the trying to become someone. It's the really realizing that the goal is to become a nobody. And so this is why I feel very excited to start this kind of flow, because it's going to be live streamed. It's going to take clearer shape within the next month, but I want it to be in real time. I want everything that I do to be in real time, uncensored. And so, welcome to this new way of starting out the week. We're going to have this call every Monday. It's going to be a 30-minute call. Again, things are subject to change depending on many things. But here, the important thing is that Mondays, you're going to have a time, a 30-minute window where you can be transported into the superpower of the wood element. And I love to see my wood element as my strategist, the strategist for the week. And the house cleaner just came. Buenos dias. Buenos dias. See, it's uncensored. So whatever comes into the picture is going to be part of whatever we're sharing with you. I am settled now in my home in San Miguel de Allende in Mexico. And I just felt called towards this podcast because I just adopted my cat, Mao, and she is going to be very relevant in the topics that we share here and the conversations that we have, because the kind of motivation that a feline cat has, a jaguar, a lion, a cheetah, a cat, it's a motivation that is, not driven towards something. It's one of agility and of curiosity and of fierceness. And this is why she's going to be on the podcast co hosting, because her energy, that sort of instinctive nature, is what I'm bringing more into my life, living that way as an avatar and really falling in love with every single cell of my body and knowing that this is what allows my movie, my story, my life to go on. So we're going to be touching upon the kind of motivation that is full of vitality. So it's going to be a vitality that is ignited. So this is why we're going to have some reflection moments, because what we want to do is we want to go into beneath the folders, beneath all the papers of the mind, going down deeper into what's the real treasure here? What am I needing to explore this week? What feels unsettled in me right now? So these things are going to allow us to open up to what needs attention. And then we're going to be getting back into our innate motivation, the one that we get when we're fully balanced. So, Nichulama, it means have you eaten it? And the food that we're talking about here is really the care for the self. Have you cared for yourself yet? And that's what nourishment is. So, of course, we're going to get the dumplings, and of course, we're going to get the pasta and the steaks and the salads. Yum. But here, because we're talking about intrinsic motivation, the real food that we're talking about is that kind of motivation, that kind of fire, that kind of alchemy that goes on within. So join us every Mondays for Motivation Mondays. It's going to be 7 a.m. Mexico City time, and it's going to be a half an hour thing. It might be recorded, it might not. Maybe just this month be recorded. But today is just the inauguration. It's June 1st, and I show up as I am. I had a rough night, a rough morning, and that is all fertilizer for me to get back into what's really important. And in this very moment, what's important to me is that you feel my sincerity in wanting to connect a life, a heart with you, and for us all to tap into this most prosperous self, this expansive, this devoted self that is really serving life. 慢慢吃